You hit on a key word there, and that was entitlement, and that was one of the quotes that did stand out. He said, "We're removing entitlement from our football team," and then he later added, "We are going to earn the right to be here every single day." What was your reaction when you heard those words said specifically? This guy's stuff is top flight, and that's why they made a deal like this. Strikeouts per nine among starting pitchers with 140 innings pitched. This guy was at the top of the list. Last year, almost around this time, it was in July of last year, you made your major league debut at Yankee Stadium. What is it going to be like for you going back there at Yankee Stadium, knowing what that place means to you in your life?
I think the fans want to know the answer to this question. Do you hold any resentment toward Walker Buehler for being the guy that instigated you and then Marcelo getting 76 cups of coffee for the team? And I can't believe how close you guys were to 100%, 75 for 76.
Yeah, no, that's my guy.
I thought it was interesting when it was asked about Mike Vrabel and the possibility of him coming in. Robert Kraft saying he's not going to discuss that until he's talked to all of the coaching candidates. How likely, though, Steve, do you think he's at the top of the list for Robert Kraft and the rest of the ownership group and the front office?
He did not have a good year last year, but in the postseason, when it was the most important time, he ultimately delivered for the Dodgers, and he didn't allow a run over his last 13 innings in the postseason. How much do you think that ultimately guided the Red Sox in their decision-making and saying, hey, he can still dial it up to the point where when they need big outs, they could get it from somebody like him?
Last year, you start off the year in high A. You end up making it up to Triple A. It's a different look this year, obviously, because you ended on such a high note, and now you're one step away from the big leagues. How does that affect your mindset kind of going into this season, knowing instead of my next step is Double A, my next step is the major leagues?
Tell me what it's like to play in front of a TD Garden crowd for a clinching game like your team did in Game 6, 2008, on this very day 16 years ago.
Bill, you had success against Mariano Rivera, though, in your career. You hit 455 against him. I read that you used a different bat when you went up against Mariano Rivera, that it was a little bit lighter, the one you used against him, and you choked up on it a little bit more. What prompted you to make that adjustment to go up against the Hall of Fame pitcher Mariano?
I think that 455, dude, because there's probably about, like 4 broken bats in there that are like these little loopers.